Everybody's talking about the collector car hobby is dying and the prices are out of control and the vendor costs are too much and these auction houses are destroying the market. And there's a long list of all of the blame that people give as to why the collector car hobby may be scaling back and maybe eventually dying. I don't know. It's an unpopular opinion subject today, and that's what we're talking about. I'm here to tell you that maybe it's not out there, but maybe the problem is us. Stick around. I'm Mike. You're watching My Car Shop. In any free market, price is ultimately determined by what people are willing to spend. We have two options. We can either keep grumbling and spending, or we can stop. Or maybe there's a third alternative. Let's look at that. If we want the hobby to continue to the younger generation, then we've got to stop propagating the lies that we never believed when we were young. Let's face it, when we were young, we didn't have top dollar to do our car. We did whatever it took, even if it meant using a coat hanger to hold the exhaust pipe up, because our passion was driving our cars. It's only as we matured and we got more resources that we started like growing and getting bigger and bigger and buying more and more, instead of scrounging for what we needed and doing whatever we had to do. In other words, we somewhere gave up the spirit of the old school hot rodder. Contrary to popular opinion, it is not a hobby for the rich. It's really a hobby for the resourceful. That's unpopular, I know. Don't believe me? Just look at the comments on social media when somebody does something that's outside the box. Maybe they made something instead of bought it, or God forbid, they put an LS in their muscle car that's a Mopar.
Oh, God help us.
The veterans scream, it costs too much. It costs too much. Nobody can afford it. It's unreachable for young people. They do it on every forum, on every video comment, in all social media, all across the board. And I even hear it at car shows. And I think, nobody's forcing you to spend the money. If you think it takes spending money to do this, you're brainwashed. Let me interject here. I'm talking about those who are complaining. If you choose to spend money on the hobby and you've got the pockets to do it, that's great. Couldn't care less. What bothers me is when those are the people who are pushing young people away from the hobby, saying it's the only way it can be done.
And to that I say, bull pickles.
I'm standing in front of a car that's proof. Oh yeah, but Mike, you've got a 70 Challenge and you've got a lot of money in the car. I got nothing in this car. I got $3,000 into it and it's almost ready to be put together to drive. We hand fabricated almost all of it because it's about being resourceful and using what you have. And if you have a particular set of skills that make you a nightmare for projects like this, you don't have to spend money. Well, yeah, but you got all the tools and equipment. I'm telling you, I don't have hardly anything in the tools and equipment in this shop either. And here's the point. This is a cheap $150 Sherman cover-up panel, as some people call it, that I made fit on the car by fixing everything underneath and putting it in. And I know it's not the best, but who cares on a car that's a low-value car anyway? I want to drive and enjoy this car and not spend tons of money putting in the right parts. And if you're upset that I did it this way, you might be part of the problem. Don't believe me? Came out of a junkyard, got it for scrap metal price, literally. Roof was caved in. We banged it back out. All the floor pans and frame rails we made, all by hand. And it looks fairly factory. Now, yes, there's stitches showing around in there because I didn't take time to make everything perfect, because the car's called Stitches. It's not a huge dollar car. I'm putting a 440 in it with a 4-speed. It's going to be a fun driver car, and we have almost nothing except time into it because it's about resourcefulness here at My Car Shop. It's not about credit cards. As you've heard me say, context is everything. It really is. If it was a 426 Hemi car, we wouldn't be doing it this way, but it's not. It's a car that's being built to drive, and the motto around here is make it safe, make it done, and have fun. And that's what we're missing, is we're forgetting that back in the day when we first started, we didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, and we were still building cars. Well, yeah, but back in those days, you could find stuff. You still can. The problem is you're not looking for it. All you do is go to the Auto Trader and Facebook Marketplace and eBay and Craigslist and start looking at what everybody has for sale. You didn't do that back in the day. You were scrounging. You were digging junkyards. You were looking out in the woods. You were driving around looking behind barns. You were doing all kinds of stuff to find what you needed. And if you couldn't find what you needed, you did what you had to find something that would work so that you could get your car back on the road for Friday night to take your girl out for pizza. You see, really, it's not a money problem. It's a resourcefulness problem. It's a mindset problem that we have become like frogs in the pot over the last 30, 40, 50 years of where we used to be. And ask yourself this question honestly. How did I get here today? Again, if that's the way you enjoy the hobby, I'm fine with that. No problem. Enjoy it the way you want. If you've got the deep pockets and you can buy that stuff, more power to you. I have no criticism. I've done that as well. The issue is when you hold that up over other people who are trying to get into the hobby and you become this curmudgeon that makes the hobby unreachable because you're not showing them what they can do or telling them what you used to do. You're griping about the cost of everything and you're scaring people away. If you're the one who uses the phrase, oh, you ruined it because you put an LS in it, you ruined it because you did this, you might be part of the problem. It's a reality. I deal with people all the time who are frustrated because they can't get into these cars because it's too expensive. And yeah, I know, touching a Challenger like this, I got a deal. I got a steal. But the point is, I had my eyes open, I was aware, and I was ready when I found that thing that I'd been looking for 20 years, okay? But there are plenty of other cars out there that you can get into that don't have to cost a lot of money, and they don't necessarily have to be a rare muscle car, and they can be a stepping stone for the next project by helping you develop skills and ideas, and you're always aware and you're always looking at what's just laying right at your feet that might be available to you that you wouldn't have been aware of had you not been paying attention. I have a word for the young guys and gals who are watching this video. Don't listen to that crap. Get out there and get busy. Look at the possibilities. Think of all the possibilities. Even if right now it may not be the car that you ultimately want, look at all you can do with what's available to you now and view it like stepping stones to get to where you want to be in the future. You see, real hot rodding is about resourcefulness, whether you're building a 39 Dodge pickup hot rod, restoring a 26 Oakland, preserving a 70 Duster drag car, or rebuilding in all the, quote, wrong ways, a 70 Challenger. We've got a 68 Pro Street GTS. We've got a 69 Charger. We've got a 47 Ford Hot Rod. We've got a 67 Plymouth Belvedere. We've got a 74 Dart Swinger. We've got a 73 Dart Swinger. There's more. And all that stuff has been gotten for pennies on the dollar. I could have one car, or I can have all of this stuff because I'm always aware and always looking and always paying attention and always willing to jump on something that seems like it might be too good to be true. Just because it seems too good to be true doesn't mean it's not. Be resourceful. Think outside the box. Don't take no for an answer. Be driven and get off this video right now and go out there and start looking at what you can do or look at what you have. And be resourceful. And yeah, it may not be the perfect thing. It may not be the exact right engine, but if you bolt it in, you can bolt it out. If you weld it on, you can cut it off. Nothing short of crushing your car makes it beyond repair. If you're in it for the skills and the resourcefulness and the fun. And that's really what we need to put back into the hobby is inject that enthusiasm, inject that fun, and get after it. Thanks for watching. I can just hear the comments now. Bring it on. That's what we're here for. My Car Shop is all about DIY on as low buck as possible to build really, really cool stuff with what you have laying around at your feet. All right, that'll do it for this one. We have channel memberships for as little as $5 a month. You have access to all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff, members-only posts, things like that. And I really appreciate you being here. Like, share, subscribe. And one more thing. If this is your first time on the channel, you may not know this, but it's really important. Don't forget.